We have just received word of a development so shattering, so monumental, that it fundamentally alters the course of American history as we know it. 1 minute ago, a federal judge issued an immediate arrest order following a stunning courtroom admission by Donald Trump's own personal defense attorney. You are watching the absolute real-time disintegration of the Trump presidency. Donald Trump has lost power. The facade is gone. The legal firewall has been breached. And for the first time, we have confirmation that a member of the president's inner circle has turned on him to save themselves, admitting on the record that Donald Trump personally directed criminal activities involving the United States military and the federal treasury. I need you to stop everything and listen to me because the mainstream media is struggling to keep up with the magnitude of what just happened inside that federal courthouse. This is not a rumor. This is not a leak. This is a sworn admission of guilt that implicates the President of the United States in high crimes and misdemeanors of the most severe nature. The lawyer whose name will go down in history as the man who brought down the House of Cards admitted to the judge that the financial records we have been chasing, the ones linked to the Venezuela coup, and the frozen assets were indeed falsified at the explicit direction of Donald Trump. Upon hearing this admission, the judge did not hesitate. The judge ordered the immediate arrest of the attorney for conspiracy and obstruction of justice and issued a material witness warrant that places Donald Trump directly in the crosshairs of federal marshals. You must understand the gravity of this moment. The President of the United States is effectively a named co-conspirator in a criminal plot that has now been confessed to an open court. The power that Donald Trump thought he held over the judicial system has evaporated in a single instant. He is no longer the commander-in-chief in the eyes of the law. He is a suspect. He is a target. And the Republican Party, which has shielded him for so long, is watching in horror as their worst nightmare comes true. They are watching the man they protected for years be stripped of his authority, not by an election, but by the cold, hard truth of his own corruption. Let us dig into the details of this admission because it is more damning than anything we could have imagined. The lawyer admitted that the funds used to bankroll the private contractors in the Venezuela operation that the Senate is currently investigating were funneled through the very same shell companies that were receiving the no-bid contracts from the Department of Homeland Security. Do you see the connection? They were stealing money from the taxpayers in Minneapolis under the guise of Operation Metro Surge and using it to finance a foreign coup to benefit Donald Trump's personal business interests. It is a closed loop of criminality, and the lawyer admitted it. He said the words. He pointed the finger directly at the Oval Office. This is why the judge ordered the arrest. There was no other choice. When you have a confession that the government of the United States has been hijacked for personal profit, you cannot let the conspirators walk free. The judge's order sends a shock wave through the entire executive branch. It tells every single cabinet member, every single aide, and every single general that if they continue to follow Donald Trump's orders, they are complicit in a confessed crime. This is the moment Donald Trump loses power. Not formally, perhaps, not yet, but functionally. Who is going to follow an order from a man who has just been implicated by his own lawyer in a federal felony? The chain of command is broken. I want you to think about the 18 Republican senators who have already broken ranks. They must be breathing a sigh of relief right now because this admission vindicates them. But for the rest of the Republican Party, the ones who are still clinging to the sinking ship, this is the end. They have nowhere left to hide. They cannot claim this is a witch hunt when the president's own lawyer is confessing to the witchcraft. They cannot claim there is no evidence when the evidence is standing in a courtroom in handcuffs. They are trapped. They own this. Every single Republican who voted to acquit him in the past, who made excuses for his behavior, who attacked the investigators, they are all stained by this admission. But we must look at the retention hook here because it gets even worse for Donald Trump. The lawyer did not just admit to the financial crimes. He admitted that there are tapes. Yes, you heard me correctly. There are audio recordings of Donald Trump giving the orders. The lawyer admitted their existence to leverage a plea deal. This is the smoking gun that we knew existed. This is the evidence that will play on every television screen in the world. We are going to hear the President of the United States ordering the theft of public funds. We are going to hear him disregarding the lives of our soldiers. We are going to hear the voice of a criminal. The implications of this for the situation in Minneapolis are profound. Remember, the admission links the Metro Surge funding to the crimes. This means that the operation terrorizing American citizens, the operation that killed Alex Prey and Renee Good, was not a legitimate law enforcement action. It was a money laundering scheme. Every agent on the ground in Minneapolis right now needs to ask themselves, are they serving the country or are they serving a criminal enterprise? This admission delegitimizes the entire DHS crackdown. It turns the law and order president into a common thief who used police power to cover his tracks. Donald Trump is currently in the White House, likely watching this unfold. And I can tell you that the atmosphere there is one of total collapse. We are hearing reports that staff are resigning en masse. They are walking out of the building. They are calling their own lawyers. Nobody wants to be the last person standing next to a man who is about to be indicted. The power is draining away from him by the second. He can scream, he can tweet, he can threaten, but he cannot change the fact that his own legal team has surrendered. He is isolated, he is alone, and he is powerless. And let us talk about the courage of this judge. In the face of what was surely immense pressure, this judge stood firm by ordering the arrest immediately. The judge sent a message that the court will not be trifled with. The judge did not allow the lawyer to go home. The judge did not allow for a delay. This is swift justice. It is the kind of justice that Donald Trump has never faced in his life. He is used to buying his way out. He is used to settling. But you cannot settle a criminal confession. You cannot buy your way out of a prison cell when your own lawyer has handed over the keys. This development also completely destroys the absolute immunity argument that the Supreme Court just shattered. Even if he had some lingering claim to immunity, it would not cover this. This was a criminal conspiracy to defraud the United States. No president has immunity for that. The Supreme Court ruling we discussed earlier laid the groundwork, and this admission drives the truck right through it. The legal pincer movement is complete. The Supreme Court removed the shield, and the lawyer's admission delivered the sword. You have to wonder what the Department of Justice is doing right at this moment. With this admission on the record, the Attorney General has no choice. They must move to indict. We are likely hours, maybe even minutes away from the first criminal indictment of a sitting president in American history, and it will be based on the testimony of his own man. The betrayal is absolute. Donald Trump demands loyalty, but he gives none. And eventually everyone breaks. His lawyer broke, and in breaking, he broke the Trump presidency. The chaos in the Senate will now turn into a rout. The Republicans will not be able to hold the line. How can they? How can they defend a man whose lawyer just admitted to the crime? We are going to see a flood of senators joining the call for removal. The impeachment trial is effectively over. The evidence is conclusive. The question is no longer, did he do it? The question is, how fast can we get him out? The Republican Party is going to try to distance themselves to pretend they were victims too. But we will not let them. They built this monster. They fed it, and now it has devoured them. I want you to really feel the weight of this victory. For years, we have been told that nothing matters. We have been told that he is Teflon. We have been told that he can shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. Today proves that is a lie. Today proves that the truth matters. Today proves that facts matter. Today proves that when you push hard enough, even the most corrupt walls will crumble. We are vindicated. Every protest, every phone call to Congress, every vote, all led to this moment. The moment where the law finally caught up with the lawless, but we must remain vigilant. A powerless Donald Trump is a dangerous Donald Trump. As he realizes that the game is truly up, he may try to incite violence. He may try to burn it all down on his way out. We must be prepared. We must not take the bait. We must trust the process that is now moving with unstoppable momentum. The arrest order is just the first step. The handcuffs are coming, the trial is coming, and the verdict is coming. The arrest mentioned in the headline, the arrest of the lawyer, is the catalyst. It is the first domino. But do not doubt for a second that the last domino is Donald Trump himself. The lawyer is the thread that leads to the center of the web, and the spider is sitting there exposed with nowhere to run. The Trump loses power. Part of this story is the most important. Without his lawyers, without his secrets, without his money, he is just a man. A sad, angry, defeated man. We are watching the restoration of the American promise. The promise that no one is above the law. The promise that we are a nation of laws, not of men. It has been a long, dark road to get here. We have suffered through so much. We have lost so much, but today the light is breaking through. Today we can say with confidence that justice is not dead. It was just waiting for the right moment to strike, and that moment is now. So spread this news. Tell everyone you know. Do not let the spin doctors try to minimize this. A lawyer admitted to a conspiracy involving the president, and a judge ordered an arrest. That is the story, that is the truth, and that is the end of Donald Trump. We are witnessing history. Do not blink, because what happens next will define the future of this republic. We are going to see a flurry of activity in the coming hours. We are going to see desperate attempts to distract, but keep your eyes on the courthouse, keep your eyes on the law. The system is working, the gears of justice are grinding, and they are grinding Donald Trump into dust. He wanted to be a historic president. Well, he got his wish. He will be the first president to watch his power dissolve in real time because of his own criminal admissions. This is a good day for America. It is a terrifying day for tyrants, and it is a reckoning for the Republican Party. They tied their fate to a criminal, and now they are going to sink with him. We offered them every off-ramp. We gave them every chance to do the right thing. They refused. Now they must face the consequences. The arrest order is signed. The admission is recorded. The power is gone. Donald Trump is finished. And we, the people, are just getting started reclaiming our country. Stay strong, stay focused, and never forget that in the end, the truth always wins. Always.